Lunchbox is brought to you by Grandpa's Cafe in Dania.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome bay with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and
Yes.
welcome to a breakfast edition of the Lunchbox. We do this from time to time, especially when we're here down in Dania Beach at my local Grandpa's Bagel, Deli, Cafe, or also known as Grandpa's Restaurant. You can find it online at eatatgrandpas.com, and you can find it right here on the breakfast edition of the Lunchbox. We've got Jeff DeFo back at the homestead in Lauderdale by the Sea. How is it going today, Defo?
Very envious of the fact that Lubie already has a plate of breakfast, which dining out for breakfast is a real pleasure. And I've had a few places that stood out in my lifetime in various areas that I lived in that I absolutely loved. And Grandpa's is right there at the top of the list because it's the answer, Mike Mayo, as you know, to a couple of often asked questions on Let's Eat South Florida.
What is the most important meal of the day?
No, well, where can I get the best bagel in South Florida?
Oh,
Many people would say Grandpa's. Where can I get the best breakfast in South Florida? Many people would say Grandpa's. And where can I get the best matzo ball soup in South Florida? And many people would say Grandpa's. So I'm good. In answer to your question, I am good. But I'm laughing because, I mean, if those last two pictures, the photos of you at Grandpa's about to entertain a big bite, where in the P. Diddy case, man, the guy may as already, be shipped off to jail. I mean, he would be condemned.
If there was
scathing indictment against you and the fact that you love this place.
If there was a food equivalent of, what's it called? The freak out or freak?
I have no idea. You guys know more than I do.
Freak off, yes.
Freak offs. If there was a food equivalent of P. Diddy's freak offs, that would be me here, except there's nothing illegal about it. Nobody was coerced into taking big bites. No federal charges forthcoming, we hope. Defo, I don't know how I get led down this path, but I did have some fun last week. I came out here. Again, this is my local, although for the time being, it's not going to be as close in a couple of weeks when I move. But right around the corner from Casa de Mayo. And last week came out with their great social media person, Rachel Mizrahi, and we had some fun for the upcoming Jewish high holidays. And I know that's a solemn occasion, but
Rosh Hashanah is the new year. Rosh Hashanah is a happy.
We did some videos where we did this silly. What is the TikTok dance where you're kicking like the Rockettes? I mean,
I don't know.
You don't even know that. That's what we did.
I'm not Gen Z. I'm barely millennial.
Okay. Well, ask Shirley. She might know.
I'll ask my wife.
It's become all the rage. All these silly TikTok memes and trends. They used to have, what was it? The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, that was pre-TikTok.
And then it was the swallow the Tide Pods. I wouldn't try that one at home.
There's a lot of questionable things.
But then we were doing these high steps, and then I kind of put a little, hula hoop finish on it. With the counterclockwise swirl. And then the other one, they had me do a patented big bite of this dessert platter they're going to be selling here for the holidays. I don't know. Are you a babka fan? They have chocolate and cinnamon.
Yeah, it's good when you have it. I mean, I rarely have it, but when you do, it's like, wow, this stuff's good.
Especially when it's moist. They were baking it down at the Gulfstream 10 Palms. The new chef Jason had been playing around with making their own house-made babka there. But here they're bringing in the big boys, which is Stern Bakery from New York makes a great holiday babka, and Mark Fried is importing that from New York, going to be selling them almost at cost. He wants to give away wants to have a lot of good deals for the high holidays.
Nice.
He's going to be joining us in a minute. He got caught up in a meeting, which he's the one who's always pressing for. He likes to get it done early. Let's start at 10:30. But you know what? He's the boss, and if he's caught up in a meeting, we just said we'll get the show on the road. And here we are. It is a fantastic day here. We got the breakfast crowd in, and I wish you were here because we would get you a bagel. What's your preferred schmear for a bagel? Is it?
I'm straight cream cheese on a bagel. I do like bagels toasted with butter also. Don't mind throwing a little jelly in there once in a while. And for a long time, Mike Mayo, and this goes back, and this is why it's great to have a Grandpa's where they make their bagels right there on the spot. And that's always been a complaint of the South Florida bagel
Yeah.
connoisseur. Because I mean, what was better? There was a bagel shop on every corner where I grew up on Long Island, and right there on Merrick Road, you had several of them. Now, a couple of iconic places are there, but back then, it was family owned and operated stuff, and you'd go in right out of the oven. There's nothing better.
Nothing
And,
better than 6 in the
Grandpa's,
morning,
as
7
you're
in the
about to
morning.
find out,
Here he is. The man is here with sweets. We got
best of the best.
We got the show on the road. We got Freed coming in. He's looking good. He's been trimming down and getting healthy.
Let me see a full body shot on Mark Freed.
Well, no, let's see. He's going to come in a second here. But, yeah, we got things loaded up for a sweet new year. Let me just give a rundown of the dates before we get Mark locked and loaded here to come on to make his reappearance. It's been a long, we had our summer hiatus. We're going to catch up. We're going to get his summer report of what he did this summer. I understand that he hit a lot of horses. He's been basically following us and down the path of degeneracy. But unlike us and me and you, Defo, he's been hitting them. He had a good Saratoga, but I don't know if he wants us to discuss it. Yeah, here, come on, get on the microphone. You know how this works now. 12. I told you 10:30 100 times. I got. I know. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, and I meant to put it on the chalkboard. I'm sorry. We got.
On the chalkboard says 12.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't put that on the chalkboard.
Yeah, but you didn't change it. You're in my office.
I didn't. I didn't. Okay, I'm
Take
slipping.
Take the heat, Mayo. Take the heat.
I've got appointments with attorneys. I'm selling my property. I got to sign paperwork at 12.
I signed it already.
I love you.
Did I sign
that paperwork is going to be a little more. Lucrative, advantageous for my future well-being.
You guys not eating today?
We're going to eat. We ordered. All right. First of all, how are you? And say hello to Defo. He's home. He couldn't make it.
Hey, Mark. What's happening?
I think you don't love me anymore.
No, I couldn't make the early post time, and then it turned out there was a vet scratch at the gate, and I could have made it down there. So I'm very envious of the fact that.
Well, there's only one person we could blame.
Yeah. Well,
who it is, though.
Everything is my fault. I've learned that a long time ago.
Mayo knows how to take heat. That I could tell you.
I have thick skin, and that's because I eat a lot of beautiful babkas and bagels
thin
and
skin when it pushes out far enough.
That's it. All right, he's got people asking him things.
What?
We've got I'll run down the dates of the Jewish holidays, and again, you can get all your catering needs here for the Jewish holidays. Rosh Hashanah, it's going to be New Year 5785. Starts at sunset. October 2nd, Wednesday, October 2nd will be the night for the first Rosh Hashanah family feast. And you could get your beautiful platters of brisket and side dishes and matzo ball soup right here at Grampa's. And again, it's in Dania Beach, just off Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road. And what you want to do to make your orders for your catering is give a call and ask for Clive, because he's the man. He used to work at Sage. You used to go into Sage before going?
Sage, yeah, it was a very popular place right there by Gulfstream.
Right. It went out of business right before the pandemic, and Mark Freed and Mark Goldberg, being the savvy New York deli bagel veterans that they are, they scooped up Clive like he was LeBron James on the open market, and Clive makes the best platters for the breaking of the fast. And Yom Kippur, by the way, is going to be on the starting the evening of Friday, October 11th, but concluding breaking the fast on Saturday, October 12th.
Yes.
And this is the place to get your breaking the fast platters, the bagels, the whitefish salad, the fresh sable the lox, the Nova, whitefish salad, fresh herring. It's beautiful stuff. And you can call 954-923-2163. Again, 953-2163 for all your catering needs at Grandpa's Bagel Deli. All right, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to get Freed hooked up, locked and loaded. How are you feeling? How was your summer?
I need like a 10-length lead, Defo. Look at this. I'm not a closer. I'm a sprinter.
Yeah, you're looking good, kid.
Look like a closer.
Well, what's the secret? Because Mayo has tortured the audience for 3 years with his various attempts at dieting, and has managed to. I mean, I guess he's in the okay category right now.
Yeah, seafoods. I eat it. Yeah, it's been very effective for me.
and you look good. You went out there and just put your mind to it and did it, huh?
No, I wish, but you know what? I just try to stay busy, and in this humidity, if you can't sweat it off, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So
That's true. I go out.
I did my nuclear stress test. I passed in flying colors. I'm a happy guy. Look, and I told them it's impossible because I don't have a heart. So I don't know what they found, but they found something.
Now you're exaggerating. You have a big heart because you're going to be putting together all these good deals for the high holidays. You were telling me about that. You got like these the challahs, the apple challahs, the Stern. We
Raisin
got the babkas,
challahs.
the raisin challahs. You're going to be selling them
These are
at
straight
really
from
good
New
rates.
York, all these, the crumb buns, the crumb cakes, the chocolate babkas, the cinnamon babkas, all from Stearns, which are absolutely delicious.
And you're going to be selling them almost at cost, just a little bit. You know,
we're going to cut deals. Whoever comes in, not cut deals. They don't like.
Well,
the word.
no,
I know that. Come in early, and I'll work it out with you. Just ask for more.
And I think you said like for the breaking the fast, if you get a whole bunch of stuff and if you get a certain amount of
money,
product, they'll throw in a half dozen bagels on the house or do a
we're
matching.
looking to help people in this tough times right now a little bit. So everything's so expensive. I can help a little bit. I will.
It's a very generous offer here. And again, come on in or give a call to 954-923-2163. Ask for Clive or anybody, and they'll take your holiday orders now. I know I've been coming here and picking up my Rosh Hashanah dinners for the last few years. I love the brisket with the au jus. That's the key. You get
key
some.
Is the au jus,
the key is the au jus.
It's nice and light and thin. It's not heavy like a regular gravy. To me, that's what I love. I dip that rye bread right into it. Dip the rye bread right into the au jus and just.
And you got all kinds of. Do you have like special sides for the holidays, like the green beans, almondy?
Yes, I'll have everything. Everything we had last year.
Kashavanishkas.
Yes.
Oh,
mushroom
nice.
barley.
Mushroom barley. I love that. You get the good gravy on top of it.
What's that other one called? The sweet pudding, noodle pudding.
Oh, you got all kinds of kugels.
Kugel.
Nice.
You got
I got my
simmis.
big Jewish friends here.
Simmis is the carrots with the sweet honey. I will
Yeah.
not be bringing that to Val, who is allergic to carrots, but
Well,
my
maybe
brother
you should bring
might.
extra carrots.
Well, no. We
I forgot he's moving in.
Exactly.
Were you watching Forensic Files last night, Mark?
trying to get me kicked to the curb right all right.
Yeah.
No, but you know
Lubie will
this
take you.
is going to be a bittersweet
for the right price, right?
Yeah,
Lubie?
exactly.
bittersweet holidays for me because it's going to be the first one without my mom.
The one thing
And-
you can't do is all you can eat. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
No, I was just going to say it's bittersweet because it's going to be the first high holidays without my mom. But I am
But
going to
she'll be
have
there
a
in-
nice holiday. Yeah, she'll be there in spirit, and we're going to have a nice holiday meal at my new home with Val, with my brother and sister-in-law, and my buddy from college, Eric Baum, who is a Long Island boy. He grew up in one of the 5 towns, and he's going to be joining us. So we're still going to have a nice holiday meal because I think tradition is important, and that's what
Everything.
you're here for, right?
Yep.
You have some holiday traditions, or
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, sometimes I wish I was still in New York because I have places to go there more than I have here, but I'll make it work. I'll get somebody to invite me. I don't know who yet, but
well, we
I
have
usually get
we have
invited.
a spot for you if you want to come down.
I got to call Val then.
Very
I leave your
nice.
house and you're already inviting.
So even though Val is not a member of the tribe, she grew up in Miami Beach, right around the corner from Arthur Godfrey Road, Alton Road, Arthur Godfrey, and she grew up working in a deli.
That's funny.
I forgot the name of it. It was a long time place.
That's not where you met her, is it?
No. And then it became Roasters and Toasters, and now it's opening up as one of the competitors, but we won't mention that name. But it's been she's very familiar with both the neuroses and the traditions of me and
nice.
the holidays and things like that. So
Holidays are great. It's just nothing like it when you get friends and family together. It's just, I enjoy it. I miss it now because I got to be here because of the holidays and the business. But soon enough.
So
I'll
what was
get out of
it
here.
for? What was it like for you? What do you guys do? Do you do a whole big dinner with Rosh Hashanah? Do you do a big breakfast? Like what was it? Like
they
for you
have the
guys?
big chopped liver and they put cheeses and all kinds of stuff out before, and everybody sits around and we all talk, and it's just great. And you don't see people for a long time, and now all of a sudden you're seeing them, and you get, before you know it, you feel like you didn't miss them.
Yep.
And then you got to get rid of them. But
that can be
but
the hard part sometimes.
it's really enjoyable for me. And I don't have a large family, so I used to go to my son-in-law's family.
Nice.
And now we have a grandson, so now we're.
That's great.
Oh, so are you going to be able to get to see him at all
I can't
get away?
this year. No, I'm not going to get there.
That
But we're
makes me
okay because
sad.
I'll invite them out here, and then we'll.
Yeah.
I'll make another party.
But
for
this
us.
is your first high holidays with the
As a
grandson,
grandpa.
right?
Yes.
So you
Mazel tov.
see,
That's so
you know,
great.
that's
we'll
the whole
we'll have to do a little
We need to
FaceTime.
FaceTime. I mean,
the
come on.
yin and
They love
yang
it.
of life. I lose my mom, he gains a
nice.
grandson,
Exactly.
and we go on, and we
Round, round,
we
round.
persevere and we endure. It's been a hard year. I mean, around the world, horrendous attacks last October.
Yeah.
So many things going on, but like you said,
When you're together and everybody's healthy, it's a home run.
That's it.
yeah, that's it. Defo, do you have any traditions? Do you go over to Jesse's? Do they kind of?
No, I mean the Jewish faction in my family has kind of dissipated down to only me. But that being said, my recollection of Rosh Hashanah was always this, and you mentioned it's October 2nd, and this was dating back to when I was still going to shul, and I was a big baseball fan, and you didn't have all the games on TV, and we would go in there for the Rosh Hashanah ceremony, and this was before the World Series stretched into November. And I'll never forget, Rabbi Philip Book is going through a whole series of long prayers. And then finally he goes, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Brooklyn is up by 2. And the place went nuts because they were all listening on these little transistor radios that they had
You know
in the
what?
back of the shul, and we were all Yankee fans.
You triggered me because I remember when I was growing up, and this was in the early 70s, mid 70s, when we would have those all day affairs in Temple Shalom of Flatbush, and we also would sneak in the transistor radios with the little earpiece, the little wires,
Right up the shirt.
right up the shirt.
That was high-end technology, yeah.
And we'd be
You
dominating.
didn't know if you were listening to a game or you were a rat.
I still remember the horse that might be a lot of money. GS Silver A. And I never forgot this. Listen to this one. I went downstairs to call. My mother I used to call her because she'd be home.
Yeah.
I go down to the phone booth and call up and get the results. And I put it in. I put the dime in at the time. Now it's probably $20. But you go in, I get the results, and I see how much money I won. I hang up the phone, and I felt like I hit a slot machine. All the coins started flying. I was filled with dimes and nickels. I never saw anything like that.
That's funny. It came
And then
out
I
of
had
the
to go
phone
back to
machine.
class, and I was a half hour late.
Found the lucky phone. That's great.
Yeah.
But it was great. I used to flash the score with hand signals like it was in a gang or something in the back rows of the
fun.
shul while we were davening. And those were the days. Now everybody's looking down at their phones and they're watching the games.
Yep.
I don't know how the
I
rabbis
think it
hold
was
anybody's
a better world.
attention.
I hate to say it back then.
Yeah, you know
Simpler.
what?
It was
We
definitely
move
different.
forward. And
But then I wouldn't even know you.
right,
There you
exactly.
go.
Meanwhile, I got to
You
give.
either, Defo.
I got
Oh, me? No, I wish I really do. I'm looking at Lubie, and I'm almost at the point of drooling here, thinking about because you guys, I mean, have a kick-ass breakfast, and I'm a big fan of great breakfast. But and I love the fact that the Let's Eat South Florida people, who sometimes can be a little bit cynical, all almost universally acknowledge that
They
Grampa's
recognize
is among their
greatness.
favorite places. Yeah.
You have the best bagels, and
bagels are
I'm
fantastic.
kicking myself now because I've been meaning to get Stacy Ritter from, Visit Lauderdale. She's the head of the tourism board, and they're also running that Dine Out Lauderdale promotion now. But she loves it here. She has proclaimed it.
And we love her
during
here.
a show.
She's
She's
show with
really
us.
nice girl. Nice lady.
Yeah, nice woman, but she knows her bagels, and she loves it, and proclaimed these the best bagels in Florida. Which is high praise, and it's more accurate than that Sun Sentinel competition, which we don't want to mention anymore.
Hey,
Shoot me a
Defo,
look.
off the record, you have an invite with me anytime you want to come because you missed this. You can come and see me. I take care of you. Don't worry.
I'm coming down. I definitely will.
Hey,
Next
call
time,
me, make sure I'm here.
Get
Will
your
do.
connection.
All right.
I'll try and coordinate the time better than Mayo
That'll be
does.
our
Yeah.
holiday breakfast, Defo.
Get the
That'll be
almost
awesome.
finishes to go ready for
Yeah.
Defo.
And just so
Oh.
everybody knows, the hollers that I'm getting, and I had last year, they're full like all yolks.
Oh, yeah.
So when you go all yolks, I'm
yellow.
not raising
Fluffy.
any prices, but they're so much nicer.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
they're
still
fluffier.
do
They have
right
that
by
rich,
everybody.
rich
But they're
flavor.
beautiful.
Nice.
You know, there's a couple of places that make them with no eggs.
You
and
can
I
tell.
don't- I
They're
can't
white.
tell you what to do with them.
They're whiter than Mike Pence. They like.
I don't know what to do with them.
No, and I'm not telling you to eat them.
But the ones that you
I mean,
have
like a
here, when
color
you
without
see that
egg.
very
You'll see
yellow
the color,
eggy,
and
it's
it's
so
beautiful.
good.
Listen, I
It's
know
like you don't
yolks
even
are
need
yolks,
butter.
but it's
Yeah,
just for the holidays. You know?
it's good stuff. He's got the round collars because that's your tradition. Round
Yep. Rip, rip.
symbolizes the
Honey.
infinite nature of the universe, and
Mm-hmm.
you've got the cinnamon. I mean, the raisin you're going to have the apple one, which is just
the
pure
apple one
sin.
is a little bit more money, but it's
That's nice.
Worth
But I'm
it.
going to tell you, I got people calling me and asking me, please have
Really?
the apple hollows again, because it's supposed to be for sweetness.
Yep.
And
The
that
New Year
makes sense. And the guy who I get them from actually made me one, and he brought me one right out of the oven. It was, oh my God.
That's not making it home.
Yeah, it was real. If I knew it, I would have tried to get one, but I didn't even. I thought it was 12:30. You know what I mean?
Sinful.
And
delicious.
then Defo could have made it.
Yes.
They would have made it if it was 12:30. Yeah.
11 o'clock post time. I was
Later
there.
next time.
Meanwhile, I got to interject. This matzo ball soup is outstanding.
We're not
Nice,
selling
fresh,
water,
flour.
Oh, you snuck that in, Mayo? Or you didn't even mention it.
It's kind
Stuck it in.
I did
it's
the
kind of
camera.
behind all the babkas.
I did the camera to
Look,
show
I
everyone.
can't bend it
just how
over.
nice it is.
If I tip it, it will all spill out on the
Did
table.
you mention the bisque? That's the question. Yeah. I mean, no, the matzo ball soup is supreme.
I'll tell you
No
what,
spoon, Mayo? I mean, come on.
Tuna fish now.
What's that? No,
Tuna fish now
fish is
I've changed. I just need these guys to taste it. And I won't
I'll
say
put it
no.
on a bagel right now.
You know how good
I
the
love
tuna
tuna fish
fish
on a bagel.
is? Go see.
It's different from when
They switched it up a little bit. The recipe, it's outstanding, and I'll tell you how
but
outstanding
it's
it
the
was.
actual tuna
I
itself that I buy.
I came in yesterday. You could ask Clive. Clive is off today, but Clive was working yesterday. I came in here. I had some early work to do. I picked up 4 bagels, and I actually paid my own money. I got a beautiful half pound of the tuna salad. I got some baked salmon salad. I got some of the cream cheese with the lox, the smoked salmon spread mixed in.
That's
Paid my own good money. I tipped well, and it's worth it.
That's why we let him back in, you know.
But
otherwise, he'll be pulling the door that don't open.
But I brought
He'll be
that,
showing me money.
I brought that over to Val's. We each had a whole wheat, everything, half bagel, a little bit of toast, lightly toasted. I smeared a little tuna salad on one half. I smeared a little bit of the baked salmon salad on the other half. I'm keeping the smoked salmon cream cheese for later dates. It's fantastic.
Not too long.
This, Mark, represents a metamorphosis in the thinking of one Mike Mayo, and it's a testament to how great your tuna salad must be, because for 3 years here, he's mocked me for being a fan of tuna sandwiches, saying it's an old man thing. I'm like an old Jew from Brooklyn. Go have your tuna melt, and stick it up.
I love tuna.
Let's face facts here, Defo. I am getting older, so I'm getting into that territory where my taste buds are like pre-programmed to start loving the tuna salad and the tuna sandwiches. I might even start doing tuna melts soon, because
you won't be making a mistake. Yeah.
Which just makes me think of like the break fast. A big thing is bagels with things on top of bagels.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like, you start with the cream cheese, but then my next move was always to go to a bagel with tuna on it.
Tuna,
like
tuna
a
and
go-to.
egg salad is a big salad.
An egg salad.
Even for Yom Kippur, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
That's
tuna
what,
salad, egg
makes me feel
salad.
about the breakfast.
Whitefish is always the fish, but not
Right here.
everybody eats that. But everybody eats tuna, pretty much.
so the breakfast
An
is
egg
going to be
salad.
on a Saturday, so you got all day to kind of. Are you going to be open that day on Yom Kippur? You guys are open even during
Saturday.
the holidays.
Yeah.
And you can come in, grab your big platters. Clive will put it together. Last week when we did that video shoot with Rachel,
Oh God.
that platter with the was it sable?
Whose idea was that?
What do you call it?
Was there
Sable
anybody
carp.
there to witness it, Mark, when Mayo went into that bizarre hula hoop dance that he was doing?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if anybody wanted to be in the middle of that. Can you imagine if you were trying to hold on to him? Oh, boy.
Oh my God.
That would have been a hell of a ride.
I heard it registered on the Richter scale.
Yeah, I think we went, what's it called? Viral? I think we went
It
viral.
went
on that.
viral,
Yeah.
but
Do well.
there's no vaccine for it yet, unfortunately.
When you go to the doctor and they say step on the scale, and they say no,
Before
not
you
that
gotta
one, the
get a
Richter scale.
vaccine for that.
But did you see? I posted another one this morning on the Let's Eat when I did the big one bite of the babka, and within like a half hour, it already had like 3,000 views. All right, he's got to go take
He's
a
a
call.
busy
He's a
man.
Mark, we love you, man. Great job.
I tell you what, let's take our
Yeah,
first
take a break.
break. Before we do, I want to also put in the good word about Dine Out Lauderdale. I mentioned Stacy Ritter. I should have invited her out here. She loves coming out here, but she also loves promoting all the great food and restaurants that you can find around the greater Fort Lauderdale area. And you still got like 10, 12 more days left of Dine Out Lauderdale. It goes till September 30th, where over 170 restaurants are participating, multi-course dinners, lunches, brunches. Go online to dineoutlauderdale.com to see where you can find the greatest deals. Get out of your comfort zone. Go explore some maybe places that ordinarily would be maybe a little bit out of your
Pricey.
budget.
Yeah.
but check them out. I know I saw on the group the last couple of days, people went to Dune. They loved it. Today, later on, we're going to be at J&C Oyster, and they have some great dine-out deals. Go online, dineoutlauderdale.com, and also go on to vlfoodwine.com to get your tickets for next January's festival. It's going to be right here. Before you know it, vlfoodwine.com. All right, we're going to take our first break.
Yes.
Freed's going to do some stuff, and we'll be back on the Lunchbox after these words. One of the best restaurants in Broward, J&C Oyster in downtown Hollywood. At 2035 Harrison Street, this place is fantastic and worth a drive. It's got creative, cutting-edge seafood and more with an Asian twist and gorgeous cocktails. Chefs Raheem Seeley and Monica Dominguez cut their teeth at some of Miami's best restaurants. Don't miss some of these fantastic dishes, including grilled oysters, fried chicken, and the Thai red curry crab. Open Wednesday through Sunday for dinner with daily happy hour and outdoor seating. Go to jncoyster.com for reservations and information. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. All right, we're back on a breakfast edition of the Lunchbox. Doubleheader today here at Grandpa's in Dania Beach this morning. 4:30 for happy hour edition of the Lunchbox from J&C Oyster in Hollywood, Hollyweird, my beloved home for a few more days. Well, Dania Hollywood is like the same thing, even though they're two separate communities.
Wait, so is Val Fort Lauderdale? Like Val's considered
Fort Lauderdale? Rio Vista. She's in fancy pants.
Look at you.
Meanwhile, I've during the break, the matzo ball soup is fantastic. I mean, the broth is delicious. The matzo ball fresh and fluffy. Right, beautiful pieces of shredded chicken. But now I'm going in to the bagel with a little bit of that tuna salad. Okay, Defo, I've turned
so you didn't like tuna, or you didn't like tuna?
Let him get on his knees and apologize, Lubie.
I owe you many
for mocking all of the tuna sandwich fans. And my friend Ira Dornstein, I want to wish a happy birthday to his lovely wife of like 60 years, Rosalie Dornstein, 85 years old today. And they are real connoisseurs of food. Ira owned a catering company in New Hyde Park called Big Three Caters, and they competed with Leonard's of Great Neck and all of these catering companies in that 5 towns area that you mentioned before. And he used to pride himself on making the best tuna salad. And when you had that on like a fresh toasted bagel, it was incredible going all the way back. Now, and I go back to having the tuna sandwich when your mother would put it on Wonder Bread and cut the crust off.
Yeah.
and you had it that way, yeah, as if it was like on an hors d'oeuvre plate or something. But for you to come around now, I mean,
Well,
you had a lot of disparaging things to say about tuna fans, and
no,
Lubie,
no.
I don't know, should he get on his knees? Is there room there?
All right, let me
And
clarify.
apologize
I
to
remember.
everybody.
Okay, so I will play mediator.
This inflammatory
remember
rhetoric that he was spewing out.
I think
Not
Lubie's gonna-
hating
go ahead.
tuna. He mocked you and I because I agreed with you. It's
Yes.
my favorite, really sub. Like I like a nice
I
tuna
love it
sub.
on a
I just
sub.
do.
Yeah.
He didn't understand because of the way the bread is
It squishes
and
out
his
the sides.
weird
I-
idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
That means, look, and I agree with him. It's a messy sub. That doesn't mean you can't like it.
So can I clarify? And
Because
also,
of that, he didn't like it.
I'll
because it was
continue my
messy.
apology. Okay, I apologize for saying last week's Dolphins.
You don't have to
game wasn't
apologize to
gonna
me.
be-
I can take it. I know
pivotal.
you. But
No,
the
no.
people out there
But let me
that you
clarify.
offended, I mean,
Look,
we had to send in state troopers.
I've never been a big tuna fish fan per se,
In general,
but I
yes.
always have appreciated it on an open-faced bagel, especially. You see these tomatoes? I don't know where
These
they
are
get
really
the
nice
tomatoes. They get the most beautiful tomatoes.
I don't want to say anything. I feel like a jerk
But-
commenting tomatoes, but they're really nice
you know what the
tomatoes.
worst is when you go to some place, lunch place, and they put out like those horrible
Some pedestrian
looking
tomato. forget it.
tomatoes. They
Yeah.
have no flavor. They get the best
No, these are
tomatoes
really
here. I don't
juicy,
know
nice
their
tomatoes.
source. He won't divulge it to me, but there's Jersey tomatoes. There's sometimes they're in season down here, but they always get these ripe, juicy, beautiful tomatoes that enhances anything that you put it on. But I've got now the tuna. Open-faced tuna on a bagel makes all the sense in the world because you can control it. But when you put it on like one of those squishy rolls, from La Spada's, and they do a great job there, and then it just starts squirting out the sides. And I haven't mastered the art of eating in a refined manner.
That's,
Or diplomacy. I
that's
mean,
clear.
lately the way you've been talking about people, unbelievable.
No, La Spada's makes a great tuna sub.
Oh, they do now. Okay. I think it's great. I mean, Lubie loves it. It's
Fantastic.
always a hit at any party when we put them
Yes,
out
they
there.
do a great job, and I agree with Defo. I like a tuna sub. I will give you leeway because your reasoning made sense, but that's not a reason. There's a lot of things that are messy. That doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
What was that thing? You mentioned the Italian festival yesterday when we were at Delaware. And
San Gennaro. Yep.
But what is that thing that you used to get in Italian bakeries? It's hard as a freaking rock.
Oh,
and I think of
body?
you every time I think
Yeah.
of this thing because, I mean, literally, you would break your teeth with the first bite.
Is it a
And that would
cookie?
be something that you would prefer as like a sandwich bread.
It's no. Well, that's a
What were those called, though? It was
Are
like
you
You mean
referring to
biscotti?
bread or cookies?
You mean biscotti?
no, it wasn't a cookie. It was like a bread thing, but it was just absolutely hard as a rock and was like kind of,
Not
I don't
focaccia.
know, kind of shaped like a piece of watermelon or something.
I mean, focaccia had resembles.
No, it wasn't focaccia. No, this thing
Okay.
was, I mean, absolutely stone, literally like granite. And these biscuits. That they
I
had.
guess that was meant for dunking, like in the sauce, so it would
Probably.
soften up in the sauce.
Could be, yeah. I mean, it
think-
would have to soften up somewhere.
So, same thing with the biscotti cookies, which, like, they're hard. You could crack a tooth on it, but once you dunk it in your espresso
Yeah.
or your coffee, it makes it a nice dunking thing, and you kind of just have it a little bit of a coffee flavored softened cookie.
I'm curious here, Mayo, for a little audience participation too, because everybody has like their favorite breakfast places,
Yep.
and Grandpa's pops up a lot. And I have a few that just stand out in my memory bank of places that I absolutely love going. Throughout my lifetime. So I mean, if anybody's got some places, I don't know, pop them up there because it's always great to know where you can get a good breakfast all over town too.
No, and you speak the truth that Grandpa's has the best bagels, one of the best breakfasts, and the
Premium place, no doubt.
reason why it's so popular
Well,
on
they
Let's
give
Eat
really big
in
portions.
terms of breakfast not only is the most important meal of the day, it's also usually the least expensive meal of the day,
It used to
especially
be.
going out to eat.
It used to be. I feel like prices are pretty the same now. Like lunch, breakfast,
Yeah, but-
even dinner is similar. a lot
as
of
opposed to
occasions.
going out for a dinner for two where you're spending at least
Yeah, yeah,
$100.
It's not.
You
yeah,
could
it's
have
not
a
like-
nice breakfast for two for $30. I mean,
Yes.
and portions here are so big that you could split an omelet and get like a bagel on the side and maybe one other
Well, and their bagels are
fruit
massive.
salad, and then you're out of here. Not too, and their coffee here, by the way. I know
Fantastic.
I'm in high shill mode right now,
You are, but
but,
it's true.
their coffee is fantastic. I usually cheat a little. Like yesterday, I had some coffee at home, but I put it in my travel mug. But I had like just a quarter bit that I poured in. And then when I came in for my bagels, I was like, "Oh, could you just top off my coffee?"
I
guess that was the Mayo move.
You
They
left
didn't
it
charge me
empty.
for it. They're like, "Sure, Mike."
It was like
Snoring 101. Nice.
top it off.
Well, you have like a big gulp. You go back into the
Yeah.
7-Eleven and
It
you
was my
refill it
FSU
2
travel
days
mug,
later.
You're the
Nice.
best.
which is really more than half empty these
Yeah, I was
days.
gonna
if
say
you're
it
a,
makes sense that it was almost empty.
FSU mug, but no, and again, I don't know which type of coffee he uses, but it is excellent.
really
It's
good
smooth.
coffee, yeah.
It's you don't even need to put anything in it. I take my coffee black, like my heart, and
Look, it's interesting because Default asked a good question. I'm in Coral Springs, so there's breakfast places everywhere, but they all are sort of. People will tell you there's great places, so I'm open to it. I know Don Jaffe, when he's watching, is throwing some interesting Italian and bagel places. Nothing's really hit me, like this place is different. There's other places I know. Default, the Nook. Like I actually want to drive out.
Cypress Nook was a classic, yeah.
to check out Munchen because
but they do it, I think, just on the weekends, not every
I
day.
see it wasn't online. So, and I know Default talked about it, and I believe Default, but it's sort of a drive for me. But like, it's worth it to go out there because I was on the phone with someone a few weeks ago, and they were like, "Yeah, there's a breakfast place in Pompano Beach," and I was like, "The Nook." He's like, "Yes." It's like known, like.
Yeah. No, look,
not a lot of places like that.
People would wait like well over an hour to get in there when they had the original location, and then they may be operating. I'm not sure if they're operating out of Checker's old Munchkin or
they
whatever
are
that is.
on the weekends. I think
yeah.
weekends only. They're still doing.
I want to go there. That place.
If they are, it's worth going to.
They
No
have
doubt
some really
about
good
it.
skillets, and they do some schnitzels.
Well, they have huge pancakes, and their omelets are freaking ridiculous.
They do potato pancakes too.
They do.
But all right, so let's do an overview of the different styles of breakfast. This is what you call your classic New York bagel,
it's a bagel
appetizing store where you get your omelets and all the fish, smoked fish, and the salads.
And cream cheese.
That's great. I love that. Then you've got my friend Keith down the road at Bake Shack. Did we ever do a show at
We
Bake
did.
Shack?
Yes, we did.
Early on.
Very nice job they did.
He's
does a good
also a Queens boy originally. He became a fine trained pastry chef, worked at some really high end restaurants around town, including Michael's Genuine and the steakhouse down there, Smith and Walensky. But he opened up his own place, and it's like a little breakfast lunch
Call that
joint.
like a donut shop.
But donuts and pastries. He makes a great apple like turnover. He makes great cinnamon rolls, and he also does like breakfast wraps
and sandwiches.
and also has good coffee drinks. So that's Bake Shack just down the road here in Dania. And again, more of a donut bakery shop kind of place. And there's a couple of those, but he also has eggs and omelets and things like that. And then you've got the classic diners like Lester's on State Road 84, and they have several locations, but the one in Fort Lauderdale on State Road 84 is the original. I think it's been there since the 60s, and it is open 24 hours. And that's your classic Greek diner where you go in, you see the cake display case where all the cakes are bigger than your head, 2 feet big. They have, good quality stuff there. And then
the one I'm looking for, and Batch sort of fills that need on the weekends with their
You
brunch.
got Southern style
It's like
places.
a Southern, exactly. Like
Right.
I love biscuits and
Cracker
gravy.
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
I don't know
Like
if the
you-
Cracker
like-
Barrel there, Mayo.
Right, there used to be a place in Davie that my dad used to
Waffle
take us
House.
to. No, Waffle House is fine, but again, biscuits and gravy, and places do it. I'm sure they even do one here, and it's solid. But like, that's the one that's hard to find in South Florida.
You have some Southern influences. What was that? The Hen and the Hog?
Hen and the Hog was really
And
good.
then the hog.
Sonny was
actually-
just at one of the places I would recommend highly, the Red Fox Diner in Lighthouse Point.
There you
Does
go.
an excellent job, and really, really good all the way around.
There's
Service
Diner
and
by the
treatment of people.
Sea near you and near Even Keel and Taco Craft and Water by the Sea. It's a little place that Norm Kent used to love to go
Oh
to.
yeah, nice.
Called Diner by the Sea. It's like
What about what was it? The Floridian down there? Or was that a Norm Kent?
Floridian's
stronghold,
still
was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Butch Sapp, the longtime owner, passed a few years ago, but now it's been taken over by some others, and they're still, doing a good job on Las Olas. I think it's also a 24-hour breakfast joint, and so you got all kinds of varieties, and of course, Angelo Elia, our friend,
that
where we're
place,
meaning
yeah.
to get into, which is like a European style patisserie, pastries, really good coffees, and some also sandwiches, breakfast things, some egg sandwiches and paninis, and that's a good intro to get into
Yeah.
Casa
There you
D'Angelo.
go.
It's the fine dining, but Angelo Elia Bakery Bar right there on Oakland Park Boulevard, a little bit west of Federal, but it's right there, Fort Lauderdale. They do a great job for breakfast, and Casa D'Angelo does
Good job,
the
Freddie.
best job for If you want fine dining, Italian cuisine, the best in food, service, the wine selection is outstanding. 3 locations. What do I call it? The flagship is been there for more than 25 years. Fort Lauderdale, right on Federal Highway, 1201 North Federal Highway, right past the Big Bend of Sunrise. Then you've got the Boca location on East Palmetto Park Road with Chef Ricky, who's your friend. And then we've got the Aventura location just south of Gulfstream Park there in Aventura. All 3 locations are great for celebration, occasions, or just everyday dining.
Have a nice with Val to have a nice bar. Yeah,
nice. Fort Lauderdale has a beautiful bar area. You could just sit at the bar. I've run into Mark Goldberg from Grandpa's at the bar there, and he was hanging out, having a little nice dinner for one. And again, for whether it's a date night, a big family celebration, or you want a just nice solo meal at the bar, Casa D'Angelo is the place to go. It is Lunchbox approved.
All right. Still going there, Mayo? Yeah, beautiful. All right.
I'm good. I'm going.
More and more here.
More coming with Mike Mayo in a moment.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you.
Oh, okay. Well, we had a problem here. I just got a text from Mike Lubie. So if you're looking at me saying, "What the hell is that guy doing?" I am now here to try and bridge the gap until we can relocate. And they're at Grandpa's having a good time. Probably just took a hiatus here so that they could finish stuffing their faces with that fine food that Mark Freed puts out with his partner, Mark Goldberg. But yeah, they're at Grandpa's in Dania Beach. Outstanding place. And we had a little technical glitch. So hopefully those guys will be coming right back shortly. Great spot. You know what? I can think of this, and we didn't get a whole lot of participation on the chat line about breakfast places that you like. It could be anywhere in the country, all right? Because I'm willing to expand this list and open up new horizons here. One of my favorite spots, and anybody that was on the West Coast, probably at some point, if you're in Southern California, you had to spend some time in Laguna Beach, California. And Laguna Beach had a place right at the very tip. You would ascend this kind of mountainous terrain there, and then right there on the Pacific Coast Highway was a place called the Penguin Cafe. I love that joint for the view. It was a very small place. A lot of these places that seem to serve the best breakfast only have a small number of tables, and that place was among my favorites.
Oh,
these
back.
Guys are scrambling like Fran Tarkenton here.
Thanks, we're here.
And all of a sudden, I mean, we went from having a big full orchestra show to you guys bow down. Now I'm assuming more food came, and that was a reason for the problem.
So the place got slammed. So the internet we were once using that was pretty free became overburdened. So we're now on.
This is one of Mayo's pet peeves, though, that he posted in Let's Eat South Florida. He feels that people should pay rent if they set up shop at like a Starbucks, not necessarily Grandpa's. But that gets into another issue about like where restaurants were putting time limits on tables. I'm not a big fan of that unless the people are just being obnoxious about it. But somebody pays, you got a party of 6 or whatever, and they just spent $1,200 on a dinner. Should they be allowed to hang out? Sort of, extend their time at the table. Maybe you have to be tolerant of that, but you're not a big fan of setting up the internet system, are you, man?
Okay, well,
in a breakfast place.
You've just hit me with multiple issues. Number one, when it comes to eating with a group at a dinner for fine dining, and then what's known as loiter or linger.
Maybe go to the bar.
Everything is situational. On a Wednesday night when nobody's there, nobody's waiting for a table. Hang out all night until they start bringing out the Windex and wiping down the tables. That's it. Hey, it's time to go. They're closing up. But if it's a Friday night and you can see there's a mob scene at the front trying to get seated, common courtesy is that when you're done with your dessert and coffee, and again, for most multi-course dinners, it should be no more than 90 minutes to 2 hours if they're doing things right. And if you still want to continue the evening with your friends, you go to the bar or go down, find a lounge somewhere. But don't loiter at the table. They need that table. Yes, so that's number one. Issue number one. Issue number two, the internet here. We are doing a podcast, so I feel no shame or compunction about taking up some tables, and we've got. We can ask Freed about this. Freed, we're back. We're back on the air. It's all good. Is everything good? Seems like we got. Oh, he's shaking his head, but it's beautiful. What's that? It's down everything.
They need the internet system for that.
Oh wait, your credit cards are down. Oh God, he's
on a happy
that
camper.
is not good because
Oh,
this
Jesus.
is where a cashless society gets a little dicey.
Didn't you say you wanted to open up a restaurant, Mike, with Lubie? It's going to be Mike and Mike's. Yeah.
Six
More
more.
restaurants. All right, I'm sure everything will get. So what? The whole Wi-Fi went down. The whole internet went down.
Yeah.
All your.
But
And
they'll figure it out.
do you want to blast your carrier now? Is it Verizon, AT&T?
I'm going to send you the blast.
Just text me what it is, and I'll do comes in with guns blazing. This is why Lubie. I'm an Eagle
Somehow
Scout.
he got it to work.
I have a hotspot.
Hotspot.
You
So
can borrow my hotspot.
because I'm an Eagle
I
Scout,
have a
and
hotspot.
Eagle
Yeah.
Scout
I know how
is
to do
be
it.
You can
prepared
borrow this one.
and use your resources. The Eagle Scout in me always badgers Lubie to have the hotspot at the ready in case something goes wrong technically. So here we are. We're still
Right here.
broadcasting.
Yeah.
And again, you want to come into Grandpa's for all your high holiday needs. You're going to give him a call at 954-923-2163. Did I get that right? Did I memorize that? I
And
did
as for
memorize
Mark
that.
or Clive.
Mark
Oh, Mark
or
or Clive.
Clive. Rosh Hashanah is starting on Wednesday
weeks.
evening, October 2nd. And then Yom
The following
Kippur
Friday.
concludes with the breaking of the fast on Saturday, October 12th.
And we should be getting in all the hollers as late as possible.
Hollis, let me
so
get
that
your mic a little bit closer.
There you
There
go.
we go.
We'll get
You're
in
done.
all the hollers as late as possible, so you're as fresh as
Oh,
possible
nice.
for
Okay.
them.
There's nothing like a fresh
And the
hollow.
babkas I'll have, and whatever else they need.
Now, on your raisin hollow, do you put cream cheese on it, or do you go with straight up, or just put a little butter?
I don't. It's sweet enough. You don't
You
need
don't do
anything
anything
on
to
it.
Okay. Do you
Why
have?
mayo? I bet you use butter, right? Or cream cheese.
I do.
Cream
On my,
cheese.
believe it or not, on my raisins, I do have
What do
a
you
little
use,
smear
lard?
of
What do
cream
you
cheese.
use?
Lard.
Exactly.
Uh,
Big
coconut
bacon
butter.
fat.
Defo, did I just take those words right out of your mouth?
I love the way you shred mayo on the show. I mean,
I'm trying to bring you in. You know.
I deserve it.
I'm just hanging, watching these guys eat. It's great.
Meanwhile, I'm going to give you nothing but high praise. During that little gap when we were scrambling,
To get the back
Lubie was
of
getting the
it.
hotspot
Tell you
up.
what, these
I was
guys aren't eating, I'm
devouring the tuna salad. It is great. And I got to give you, a question. Where do you get your tomatoes? I know I asked it last week. You've got the most beautiful
Your tomatoes are fantastic.
We get the tomatoes that come out of the dirt. That's what we get.
He really doesn't want anyone to know. That's great. And
Keeping it to
I
himself.
will give you, we're talking about breaking fast. To me, the staples was always like a carp or a sable, cream cheese, tuna fish, and whitefish. My only issue a lot of times, whitefish can be very salty. Yours is not. This is wherever you guys do it or get it from, it's fantastic. The whitefish is really nice.
Just lucky.
They're
Sometimes it's saltier than
Yeah.
others, and sometimes it's not.
Well, I think we've had it a few times, and every time it's been great. So your luck is strong.
It's a top
And the
notch.
tomatoes, just don't let him walk out the back door because he may step on a tomato.
Well, you know, Dania was known for being tomato farmland back in its early settler days. But I haven't seen a tomato growing here in a while. But one of the silly traditions in Dania Beach, and this predates you, when I first moved here in 1989, every
Farmland,
year
right?
at Frost Park, they would have tomato fights. It was an annual tradition. They would get a whole barrel of ripe, overripe, and rotten tomatoes, and people would just pelt each other. It was like a snowball fight with tomatoes. I don't know why this tradition died.
This was here.
Why, you would be happy to still have
I feel
that?
like you
I
would
would
do
be,
this.
you know what? As a fundraiser
feel
for
like
Let's
you-
Eat, I would be happy
would-
to have the
let
entire
people do it
Let's
to
Eat
you.
group line up, and if they paid $1, just pelt me with tomatoes because that's how I feel some days.
Oh,
You know, I
my
might be able to arrange this.
A few of those restaurants that he panned.
I was
over
gonna say, I don't
the
think it's that
But I
hard.
think we have Defo go first.
Okay.
years.
What, throwing the
Believe me, I have
tomatoes?
more than my
Where-
share of
You
detractors.
have your choice of where you want to hit him first.
Oh, God.
Where is it?
Well, you got to go A's up like we used to do when we were playing punch ball and stick ball in the streets,
I
and then the
loved it.
losing
Punch
team
ball
had
was
to
great.
kind
I
of
think I
curl
would
up
wear
by
a
a
cup.
wall, and you would fire the ball at them. I don't know if you were involved in any of that hijinks there, Mark, back in your youth, but that was a big thing. A's up, and it represented a certain body part. But yeah,
No,
that was the thing. I would go straight to the rear end.
If I was allowed to
stand
go,
and turn around for a minute.
Yes, he'd make you stand against the
I've
wall.
got well cushioned
Rear.
posterior, so that I could deal with. If I were to submit to the tomato throwing target practice, I would want a goalie mask that Bobrovsky has, and I would want a cup
There you
that
go.
somebody else has. But otherwise, yeah, I'd be just fire at will. I deserve it all. Because everything's my fault, as we learned. Nothing is Freed's fault.
You got a tough crew here.
I will give you credit for bringing us here. We wouldn't be coming to Grandpa's
No,
regularly if it wasn't for you. So
I get credit.
I appreciate
for
that.
Very little. Let's catch up. What'd you do this summer? Did you get back to New York to see your
Yes,
son-in-law?
I go once a month, and I
No,
try
nice.
to go more, but it's tough. I got a cat that needs me home, 2 of them. So we get in there, we go in like 48 hours, and we're on
Oh,
the
wow.
plane coming home. So it'll change.
Whereabouts in New York?
She lives in Long Island City.
Oh,
my daughter,
nice.
my
Oh, that's
grandson.
cool. So the old stomping grounds.
Do you ever
And it's
get?
nice. I land right in LaGuardia at a Fort Lauderdale, and it's 15, 20-minute Uber.
Oh, wow.
They've
And we're
really
there.
spruced up LaGuardia. I didn't recognize it the last time I went
It's a
through.
lot
there.
of walking, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's
You
like one big
It's
shopping
like you
mall.
go. You should be going downstairs. You're going upstairs to go to like luggage, and then you go downstairs. It's
And they send
Miami's
you.
like
It's
that.
like trying to leave a casino in Vegas. They walk
Yeah,
you past
exactly.
past every retail shop in the
Exactly.
world.
and my wife is the best shopper in the airline. It's unbelievable.
It's great. It combines a walk of life along with the sheer terror of your credit card limit being
I
reached.
never get through that airport without a stop. And I'm like, Joyce, you know they overcharge in the airport. Mark, I just want to look.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then she wants to know if I got room in my bag.
Exactly.
But
Ah,
it is
well.
what it
Anyway,
is.
any other highlight? Did you never get up to Saratoga though, right? Or
I used to go every year with my friend. He's a good handicapper. I used
Yeah.
to love it. It was my favorite place. Stay overnight, go for 2 days. And you know what? That town is beautiful.
yeah, I
It's
miss
so
getting
quaint,
up there.
so nice.
I-
I'll go anytime you want to go.
I've never
Let's do
gone.
it.
So if you
Let's-
guys ever want to,
you
because
would-
I know Defo's gone, but
Let's arrange it.
I've
for
never gone. I've
next
heard
It's
it's
summer.
the
amazing.
nicest place.
Let's
to
arrange
be.
it for next summer. I might still have some money left.
Well, you'll give me
I
a
think
dollar
so.
a week because I know you're a small player.
there you go.
Oh yeah, I could save up a little kitty. I'll give you $10 a week, and then I'll have like $500 as my bankroll. What do you think, Defo? You in? You want to come up next week? We'll get
Definitely
Toga.
need to get back to Toga. I thought Mark might be ruled off there because he was killing it supposedly over the summer, right?
Carting away, but
With your horse
Playing,
pets.
but I'm not what I used to be. But who is?
but the thing is, they'll let them in there because unlike the casinos, you're not taking the house money; you're
Yeah.
taking other gamblers'
Yeah, their
money.
money.
So it's kind of a very nice.
Yeah, they don't get mad when people win.
What is it? Socialistic.
It's
endeavor. You're
pari
spreading the
mutual.
wealth.
You're,
Yeah.
you're all getting together.
Exactly, a parimutuel, exactly.
Our
Yes.
mutual facility.
But I love it there. You know, you stay like about 30 minutes away, or
Nice.
maybe less, and it's not bad. We used to stay. I forgot the name of the hotel, but you know, and you don't get, because it's hard to get
Clobbered.
hotels in there.
Oh yeah,
But you drive 20 minutes. It's not bad.
yeah. I stayed in Albany a couple times. There's worse things.
Right. I
Not
don't
much.
think- How
worse,
far is
but
Albany? That's further. Though,
about 30 minutes. Yeah.
right? So maybe we stay close to that.
Yeah, I use my Marriott points at the. There's a nice Marriott by the Albany Airport. Doesn't take too long. You
Nice.
shoot right up the
Between us,
Northway.
it's easy, and I would love it because I love.
Let's do it. All right,
I've
I'm
never
gonna
gone.
book
I
a
love
date
that
that
for
area.
sure.
next
The
summer.
only
We're gonna
nice-
do a lunchbox on the road live from the spa.
You don't have to
We'll
The only
twist his
nice
arm.
track was Belmont. Belmont was so
We'll get
beautiful.
Falsetto. Falsetto loves going up there. We'll get
Yeah,
Joey
Joey.
from Seville loves going up there. We
Mr.
could
Gold,
really
Mr.
do
Freed.
a summer vacation at the spa.
I don't think any of those people are going to fight you.
Sounds great. All right, we got to do one more break. We're going to let Freed go back to run his business
To
empire.
my
here.
service.
Always great, Mark.
Simus, not Surus. That's my
Simmons is
motto.
what we're pushing.
Simus is the carrots.
All right, guys. Everybody.
No, he's saying
I'll see you
service
soon.
is his
Good
stress.
seeing you,
Yeah, I
Mark.
know what he's saying, and I'm trying to
But he's
turn it
trying to
around.
turn it into
You know
a
me.
Sweetness,
I
there
always
you go.
trying to turn negatives
Yes.
into
He's
He's trying to
positives.
turn it into carrots because his girl has got carrots on her mind.
Jesus.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
All
Mark.
right.
See you later. Yeah.
We'll see you
We'll see you
next
soon.
month. And actually, we're going to be here before Yom Kippur to
Oh,
again,
nice. I was gonna
tell
ask.
everybody about the great Breaking the Fast platters. We'll see you on October 7th. My friend, thank you.
You're the
I'll
best.
see you in a minute.
I'll be back. You're the
All right.
best. We love you.
Let's take our final break, and then we'll wrap up this morning edition of the Lunchbox after these words. A little further inland, Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Café Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Café Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Prezzo Italian Restaurants, 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. We're back on the Lunchbox. I got a bowl full. I got a mouthful of matzo ball soup.
Nothing new.
No surprises there, but we're done. Defo, thank you for joining us remotely.
Yeah, I wish I could have been down there. Had I known the post time was going to be postponed a few minutes, I would have made it.
You know, these things, it's a very fluid world.
It happens, yeah. All right.
But we deal with everything. And
roll through.
Meanwhile, you're invited to come down to the happy hour edition at J&C Oyster, as is everybody.
That one I can't make, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yeah,
but hopefully others out
there
in the group can come on out, because it's going to be a fine time and the great seafood. J&C Oyster, 2035 Harrison Street in Hollywood. Don't forget our friends at Tropical Acres. Yes. I want to do a show there soon too.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while.
Get back in there.
Yeah, the Studiales. I think we might have an.
They had you go through an awakening also when they served you that seafood pasta dish.
I go in there now.
Surf and turf.
I get the surf and turf marsala, which is beautiful little strips of tenderloin, great steak, and shrimp, and in a marsala sauce tossed.
It's like a legit marsala sauce too. I'm a big marsala fan. It's a really good sauce.
It's become kind of my grab and go at the bar item if I don't go in there for a nice sit down meal where I get my lobsters and my prime rib. I do like that dish, and you can also. Book your reservations now for Thanksgiving. I mean, we're talking Jewish holidays. We're into it now. It's the fall season. Before you know it, it's going to be 2025, which freaks me the freak out because it was just the turn of the century. But Thanksgiving at Tropical Acres is a great tradition for many families. Give them a call now to make your reservations, 954-923-2500. That's Tropical Acres. Thanksgiving Day. It is a good time. All right, that's going to do it. Defo, take the rest of the day off. You can take.
Okay, yeah. No, I gotta do some other guy's show at like 4:30. I booked it a while back.
Of course. And we're going to be again. We're doing a encore edition tomorrow from Even Keel Fish Shack that we taped last week. I'm going to be on a jet plane to North Carolina, and you guys will be back live Friday at 10 Palms at Gulfstream, where I will be up in North Carolina, but I will be beaming into the show through the magic of.
Please say hello to Bonnie for us.
Bonnie,
I will. Snoring in her place.
And speaking of Gulfstream, we do have a date for our next Lunchbox Brunch Bash with Joe Beja. Discounted rates for all you folks out there, and the contest winners could also redeem their prizes that day. That's going to be on Sunday, October 27th. 7th. So we'll give you more details on Friday about that. All right. I'm full.
That'll do it.
And that tuna is great. You're right all along, Bifo. Tuna salad might be.
It's all right. Where we all come back and have certain realizations later on in life that
Look, the way that
we had ignored. I mean, maybe I'll come back and love gefilte fish by the time.
The
I
way
get
that
it.
certain presidential candidates have maybe had an epiphany and flip-flopped on fracking, the way that others have taken a dark turn against, the reproductive rights. I've also changed my mind from time to time, and this is a change for the better. I realize now that tuna salad, specifically the one here at Grandpa's, is Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Thumbs up.
There you go.
All right, Defo. Thanks so much.
4:30.
I can go on with my day now. This is great. I mean, you approved the tuna somewhere.
And let's go Mets. Speaking of happy birthday, Ira, my brother is ecstatic. They keep rolling
Mets,
along. 10-1 over the Nats last night. And they are right now in the third and final wild card spot after a very shaky start. So let's go Mets and enjoy every sandwich.